Good morning, everybody. Welcome to A Crafter's Story. It's Celeste here. So I felt like drawing, so I did. I've been doing a couple of other things. This mandala is something that I'm working on just for the heck of it. And then these examples are line drawings. Here are my originals. These are my photocopies. So here are the originals that I just felt like I was listening to an audiobook and I just thought, I want to draw. So I did. What I love about these though, and this was thoughts that came to me afterwards, is that each of these could be a page edger. So I could take this line drawing, photocopy it, and then color it in just with markers. I could even take, as I did with this one, and I don't know if you can see it, probably is not going to shimmer in the light that I have here, but I've put some gold dots of paint. I used that paint that I love so much right now. Where is it? This color shift paint that I love so much right now, and added some leaves. So you'll see on the original it's just a little round black hole, but then I added some leaves. So you can then go ahead and customize these to how you want them to look afterwards, whether you put little dots in or color them in or put some paint on, all of the above. Okay, so I thought what I'd like to do is do another one and film it and take a little bit of inspiration out of each of these. So I'm going to take the color copies away because they're a little distracting with the color. I don't quite see the line as easily. So I'll take those away and just place these to the side like so. Bring in another piece of paper, and I'm just using printer paper, guys, nothing fancy. Printer paper and a pencil and my uni ball, pretty much it. So I like to draw a line down the center, the pencil, and that's going to keep me honest. It's going to keep my drawing from going that way. It's just going to keep it in line. So let's look for some inspiration from here. Let's see, this one, I really like those. I'm just going to make sure that I am in frame because I have this nasty habit of going out of frame. But I think we are good. Okay, we are good. I should tape this down because I know I'm going to move it. Alright, so I'm starting in my center line and I'm just going to work from there and make a teardrop and come back. And then just a line, or maybe like a party balloon, right? And then a smiley face with one eye. Okay, we've got the start. Let's see. I really liked this sort of, what kind of flower that would be. My uncle, my mum's brother, he was amazing. He could grow anything. Yeah, I didn't get that gene. I do not have the green thumb in the family. Okay, you guys, there's just a little half circle and some squiggly petals. And we have a flower. Now there's quite a bit of space. So I think I'm just going to add kind of like a little squiggly leaf in the center just to kind of use up that space. All right, what else should we use? I think this here, this rose, I think I used it somewhere else, didn't I? Oh no, there were just two there. Those two are kind of nice. So let's just do them. Let's see, we'll do them here. So it's going to be like a little moon shape. And then I tuck another little moon shape in there. And then another little moon shape. And then they can get a little bit bigger as you go out towards the edges. They don't have to be exactly moon shape. Let's do one here like that. Okay. What else? Let's do a leaf. Rather large leaf. Maybe another one here. Oh, wait, that almost looks like, instead of making it into a leaf, let's make it into almost like a tulipy kind of flowery thing. Thingamajig. Let's see. That sort of grape looks almost like a little grapes. I can do them down here. And this is in pencil, so if there's anything you don't like, you just erase it. No big deal. And I'm not being super careful because we're going to go over these with pen anyway. I'll put in a leaf there. Let's see, what else can I put in? Let's just do sort of like a fern is very young. It kind of curls and then it unfurls or uncurls as it's maturing. That's always what this shape makes me think about. Let's put that in. This is coming along so well, and it's a little wider than these guys, so this one's going to be a little bit of a wider design, and I'm okay with that because maybe it becomes a belly band in a journal. Maybe it becomes a page edger, which I thought these would be. Maybe they become part of a collage. You don't have to decide what you want to do with something right away. That can come later. Let's see. You can always just enjoy the process, enjoy what you're doing, at least, in the process. And then sometimes I put stuff away in my stash forever. Like forever. And I come across it at some point and I go, oh wow, I love this, I remember this, and then I find a use for it. So if somebody says to you, why are you doing that? Why are you drawing that? What are you going to use it for? You don't always have to have an answer. You can just say, I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Not important now. What is important now is that you are having fun and you are drawing and you are not worrying about other stuff. I always worry about other stuff. I have the worst. I'm a worrier, guys. I wish I wasn't, but I am. I do all the time. I worry about the smallest things, and then they turn out to be not quite as bad as I thought they'd be. It's definitely my flaw. Okay, so I'm trying to see if I can add in things that I haven't got yet, because there are things in some of these that I wasn't gaga over. But alright, so what should we... I want to anchor everything on this center line. I think you might have noticed that I was doing that. Let's maybe just put in a little sort of heart shape there. And I think I'm going to put in one more element and then start in with a pen. What should that be? Maybe I'll just do something simple, just to fill in this little bit of white space here. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to take my black Uniball pen, and I did realize something that I'm sure you guys already know, but this, I can be a little slow on the uptake sometimes, guys. That Uniballs do come in different sizes. So this is the 1mm, and when I reordered a little while back, I couldn't figure out why it was such a thin stripe when I was drawing. I think, oh, Celeste, really? Sometimes I don't know. My brain cells, they don't fire up too well some mornings. But this is a 0.7, so obviously it's going to be a narrower. They're both Uniball gel pens, but this one is an Impact, this one's a Signa, this one's 0.7, this one's a 1mm. So I prefer the 1mm. I just personal preference. But let's see, make sure I am still in, yep, in there. And now you're just going to trace your lines and get all those pencil lines covered with your black gel pen, whatever your, and it doesn't have to be a gel pen, it can just be a black marker, it could be a Sharpie, could be a ballpoint pen. It doesn't even have to be black. You may decide that this whole thing needs to be blue or green. You get really pretty colors in all the gel pens or in the markers. So anything's going to work just fine. And for now, I see that there's places where I could go in a little and sharpen the black line here. Not sure why it's giving me a bit of a raggedy look in places, but it is. So wherever there's a line, I am going to cover it. Wherever there's a pencil line, I'm going to cover it. Okay. Now that I've completed the design and I've gone over all the pencil marks, I went ahead and photocopied the original, and I'm using slightly thicker paper. It's not quite cardstock, it's closer to, I think it's 90-pound paper. Just because I wanted a little bit, I didn't need it, but I wanted a little bit of sturdiness, and not just plain 20-pound printer paper. It's like a Peter Piper, but anyway, so that is a personal choice. The plain printer paper will be fine as well. It really just depends on where you're going to use this later. Are you going to use it to paste it down as part of a collage? Then the 20-pound printer paper will be fine. But are you going to use it as something like a belly band? Then you're going to want to have something a little stronger, right? So I went ahead with, which one was it? This one. And darkened it with a slightly dry ink dauber and just darkened it, and then went over the colors again to bring the colors back out. So that one is an option if you want to darken, take some of the bright of the white out, and make that into, I've decided to make it into a belly band on this page. Okay, so that's an option, and that's why I'm talking, referring to the sturdiness of the paper. The other thing that I thought of doing before I carry on with this guy, just so that I don't forget, obviously I've made a photocopy, and then I did a second copy and cut it out so that it's ready for us to now go ahead and draw a color in. And then I thought, you know, it could be really nice if you took one of them, and again I took this one that I made the belly band out of, and I reduced it on my printer by 50% and came out with these tiny little ones. So now you could on a page make a frame. You might want to put it down as a runner down the side of a page, probably only 2 will fit there, but I really like the idea of these little minis, and that could now be either you just put lines here on your journal page, or you put an affirmation, or a picture can go in here. So many ideas, right? So let's see if I have an empty page. I do. I have an empty page here. And if it went into your journal, obviously this is super uninteresting because there's nothing on these pages. But just to give you an idea of how this could possibly then become something on a journal page. Okay, so there are some of those ideas. But let's get just a couple of markers out. I obviously went ahead and did a little coloring in places. I didn't color in quite as much here as I've done in some of these others. That's okay, because everything then looks a little different, and I'm just getting my chair closer so that I can sit down. And let's see, I think let's start with like an olive green. These markers were a gift, and they don't have a name on them, so I don't know who made them. My son surprised me. Bless him. He just arrived home one day and put it on my desk, and of course I'm super happy. He knows me so well. So just really, they're nice. I don't know where he bought them. I don't know what the make is, and he's not talking. So, but any markers, you guys, are going to be just fine. Make sure that I am, yes. And you know what? I think I can just come in. We've got dogs barking again. Sorry about that. But I guess the doggies are just happy that it's sunny, and happy that they can run outside. Oh, and these have they dual-sided, which is also pretty awesome. And this is the part that's really relaxing. And when I was talking about listening to the audiobook, after I had drawn the first few, I sat coloring in my little designs while I listened to the audiobook. It was just so relaxing. I don't know, I know maybe I'm odd, but I get bored just sitting and listening. My hands need to be doing something, and so make sure. So where my phone is that's recording this is above my head, and I can't always see if I'm still in frame. And that's why I pop my head up every so often, just to make sure that what I'm seeing is what you're seeing. Otherwise, no real point to the video, right? Be a bit silly. Just me yakking away and nothing on the screen. So I'm going to use this wider side just to get a lot of the bigger area filled in. That, and then I can just, oops, I went over the line a little bit there. It's okay. So this is the fun part, and I suppose what you're doing, apart from actually making little bits and pieces for your card making or your journals or your collage work, is you're creating almost like, especially if you're photocopying your designs, you are making almost like a coloring in book page for yourself, and then these are designs that you can obviously then reuse over and over again. So I am super happy with how this turned out. Let me come in a little bit again. Maybe I'll bring it up, it'll be easier to see. But there's really, I wonder if I can do this and you can see the difference. How this changes from being a black and white to being a color copy of your very unique design that you created. So play around with your ideas, look at different patterns, you know, just I think that's what I do is I try to, when I'm out and about, just look at different patterns as I go. Sometimes I photograph them. Sometimes I will just quickly sketch them down. I have a little sketchbook in my handbag. So play around with ideas, guys. Yeah. You know, and then again, you can cut closer into, you'll notice how I didn't cut quite as close or quite as deep into the petal areas of the colored one, but I did color deeper into the white one. So you could fussy cut these designs a little deeper and closer to your pen line, so that you have more of a sort of takes on the shape of your design, right? And of course, you know, you could make these into long stickers if you put some double-sided tape on the back. That could look nice as well. Play around. Let me know what you've done. I would love to know. And go and have some doodle fun. We'll see you next time. Bye.